With all this hard work, and I think this is a great place to introduce Liz Bartlow Breslin, who is the co-owner of the Celtic Knot Public House. And in our little talk before, that is the key description here is public house. Now we're going to talk about the arts in action at a house of libation, and Liz and storytelling. Let us hear from you.
I love that introduction, I have to say. That was lovely. You're exactly right. The part of our name that's the most important to us is the public house. And I'm sure most people know that a pub stands for that, a public house. And that means a lot to us for a couple of reasons. One of them being that the public house needs to be open to the public. Anyone is welcome at our house, into any of our houses. So for us, what that means practically is that when we have live music, which is a couple times a week, and when we have storytelling, which is about once a month, we never charge a cover. We want everyone to feel free to come in, whether or not they have a penny to spend. So that's a really important thing to us. But another important thing, and it kind of brought it to mind when you were talking, Alyssa, is that we feel very strongly that we as a public house have to be part of our community and to be a responsible and giving part of the community. So it's really wonderful to start to see this kind of thing happening more and more out there.
And the storytelling part of it, you were saying earlier, it's national. You're on that monitor, are you not?
It's the coolest thing ever. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there aren't that many storytelling venues out there. And we have been very fortunate because of my previous career or current and previous career as a sign language interpreter. I've worked with the storytelling community. And because of that, we have been so fortunate to have these top-level, internationally known storytellers come and sit down in the back room for an hour, and everybody has a pint, and they tell some stories. It's just magic. Yeah, so we're very fortunate.
So it's a go-to place. And I think from a business standpoint, and certainly in how I was introducing the show about an Evanston hotspot, someplace that was created for food and music, you want this idea of entertainment, but the idea of not having to pay a cover charge. You know, I think, and especially thinking of students who might want to get involved. And I understand that Northwestern, you've had one of the head of the departments active there. I guess it's okay to mention names, certainly.
Absolutely. The head of the theater department, Reeves Collins, who's a very, very important part of my life in several different directions. But Reeves has been very involved in teaching storytelling at the university and then bringing some of his students over as well.
Yeah, I think this is what we want to know when you're talking about where to go. The arts in action. Certainly we can buy a ticket, sit in an auditorium, but in that great traditional way of old European houses, and certainly in Ireland, to have that, the ability to hear a story, to get involved in that, and hopefully to be spending a little money. Because what we're talking about here, too, is an economic reality, and certainly what Ron was saying early on, how do we impact that? We want to be able to have a place, a go-to place. And you know, I know that a Celtic Knot, just by virtue of that name, how did that name come about?
It's the four of us. The Celtic Knot is the pattern that uses never-ending lines, so we really appreciated that idea, again, talking about community, how we're all interconnected and never-ending.
Right. The arts as a sector, as what we're talking, how we can integrate it in the community.
Well, one of the things, Denise, we have St. Patrick's Day coming up, and I know you guys are very involved, along with, you know, being very Irish and a very strong presence in Evanston. You have any special events coming up?
We absolutely do. It's starting today, Hoolie 6. We call it a hoolie, which is the Irish version of kind of a hootenanny. So we have live music every night from tonight and through next Wednesday. We have dancers on Wednesday and bagpipers and live music all the way through. So, and again, no cover for any of it. It's going to be a real, that's a community you don't want to miss.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And now, thank you, Liz. And now,